All right, welcome back. So what if I told you that one of the most powerful tools for boosting your company's profit, well, it's probably already on your computer right now? Yep. Today, we're going to uncover how a simple spreadsheet can pretty much act like a crystal ball for your business's future. Sounds crazy, right? Let's get into it.
Okay, so first things first, every single business has financial leaks. You know, those little drips that add up. But there's one that's, well, it's especially sneaky. It's this silent drain on your cash flow, and it happens so quietly you might not even notice it's happening until it's way too late.
So let me just ask you, straight up, do you really know where your profit is disappearing? Because it's not always the obvious stuff, like rising costs or a slump in new sales. Nope, sometimes the problem is a lot closer to home. And here it is. The answer? It might actually be walking right out the door. We're talking about customer churn. You know, those customers, clients, maybe even students who just quietly stop buying from you. They stop using your service. They just kind of drift away. And every single one of them is taking their future revenue with them. And look, this is not a small problem we're talking about. For a lot of small and medium-sized businesses, losing 15% of their customers every single year, that's a harsh reality. Just imagine the hit that takes on your bottom line. It's like you're constantly fighting against this invisible headwind.
And this is where things get really interesting. What if you could see it coming? What if you actually had a tool that could predict the future and help you stop that leak? Well, I think you're going to be pretty surprised to find out what that tool is.
No, seriously. Just think about that for a second. Imagine having the power to know which customers are about to leave before they actually do. That gives you a chance to step in, to do something, to change their minds. I mean, that would be a total game changer, wouldn't it?
And here it is. That crystal ball, it isn't some crazy expensive, super complex AI platform. For most of us, it's Microsoft Excel or Google Sheets. That's right, the humble spreadsheet that you already have. That's the key.
The best way to think about this is like a digital smoke detector for your business. It's not about complicated math at all, it's just simple logic. So step one, you list your key metrics. What does that mean? Well, if you run a coffee shop, it could be how often someone visits. If you're a software company, it could be login frequency, how many features they're using, or maybe how many support tickets they filed. Then, step two, you just spot the negative trends. And finally, step three, you flag those customers as at risk. It's basically an early warning system that goes off before you lose them for good.
Okay, that all sounds good in theory, but does this simple idea actually work in the real world? Let's check out a case study and see how this can build into real, tangible profit. So for this example, we're going to look at a simulated case study. Now, the data isn't from one specific company, but it's based on super common patterns that you see in small and medium businesses all the time.
And this is what it can look like inside a spreadsheet. See, it's incredibly simple. All we're tracking is how many days it's been since the customer's last visit and what their average spend is. Just from those two little data points, we can create a simple risk score. And it doesn't have to be complicated. It could just be a weighted average where, a long time since the last visit counts for more. Now look at customer C103. It's been 92 days. That's over 3 months, and their spending is low. That's a huge red flag. That's our risk score of 5. That right there, that's our smoke alarm going off.
You see, just having this simple table creates a massive strategic shift. The before picture, it's pure guesswork. A lost customer is a total surprise, and your marketing is basically a shot in the dark. But the after, now you can take targeted, data-driven action. You see that warning bell ringing for customer C103, and you can send them a special offer, specifically to them, to try and bring them back. You're protecting that revenue before it has a chance to disappear.
So what's the actual result of doing this? Well, this chart shows a pretty conservative but really meaningful impact. Just by using this simple system to intervene with those at-risk customers, this business was able to cut its annual churn rate from a painful 20% all the way down to 15%.
Okay, but what does that 5% reduction actually mean in dollars and cents? For this business, it translated to an extra $50,000. $50,000 in saved revenue. That's pure profit added right back to the bottom line. And it all came from a simple spreadsheet.
And look, this isn't just some one-off success story. It's a repeatable framework. It's a low-risk playbook that pretty much any business can use to turn its data into profit.
So here it is, the whole playbook boiled down to 4 steps. Step 1, identify the key data you already have. Don't overthink it. Step 2, build your simple model, that little risk score thing in your spreadsheet. Step 3, test an intervention. Try a phone call or a special offer for your at-risk folks. And step 4, and this is absolutely the most important part, measure your ROI. Did it actually work? Did you make money?
This entire playbook, everything we've talked about, is built on one core idea. We call it the simple first philosophy. And honestly, it's the smartest way for any business to get started with data.
So what is the simple first philosophy? It's all about resisting that temptation to go out and buy the shiny, expensive software. Instead, you use the low-cost tools you already own, like your spreadsheet, to generate measurable, real-world profit first. It's about proving an idea works on a small scale, confirming that it actually makes you money before you even think about investing in something big and complicated.
This whole approach really flips the typical tech model on its head. Instead of buying some big solution and then hoping for a return on your investment, you create the return first. It really all boils down to this one powerful idea. First, make a profit with the tools you already have. Then, and only then, do you look to scale. It's just a super pragmatic, profit-focused strategy that keeps your risk low and your results high.